Three, two. Never mind. We're just gonna get it going right now because I got fat fingers. And welcome in, Gyms and Gymettes, to another exciting edition of No Substitute for Sports. I'm your host, Nick Johnson. This is episode 21, and no, we do not know where the new Bear Stadium will be now, considering they're jumping all over the place. And but I know for sure Taylor Swift and all her Swifties that, of course, now wore adult diapers to Soldier Field completely cooked that grass officially. They didn't do that this year. I think what Kanye West did the year before. Who cares? Whatever. It's done for. Thank you for tuning in to No Substitute for Sports on the Degenerates YouTube page. If you're just stumbling upon us, hit that subscribe button, hit that little like button. We appreciate it. Maybe share us around. Why not? Tell your friends, tell a coworker or two, put us on in the background for grandma. You know, she probably needs some company. Go call your grandma. You can follow us on Twitter at degenerates. Made it nice and easy with the 3 A's in there. And every Friday at 1 p.m. Central, if you got the time, join me. I go live on twitch.tv/SportsTownShy for No Substitute Sports Live. Cleaning up anything we didn't get to here or possibly some breaking news. Who knows? Either way, check us out over there. And thanks again. Plenty to get into today. Talking NBA Finals with the series currently tied 1-1, heading into Miami tomorrow night as we record on a Tuesday. Thoughts and highlighting performances from both games and how we think the rest of the series will shape up. Next, talking some baseball with a little White Sox check-in. It's been a few weeks since the last time, so figured we did to talking about it. Both a little negative, and of course, they got some positives, some big positives actually. So we'll get to that, of course. More gamblers in the NFL? Is it an epidemic or just boneheaded decisions? We'll figure that one out later. Finally, wrapping it up with some news around more or less just AEW, between CM Punk being confirmed for Collision and 2 matches confirmed for Forbidden Door 2 on the card. We'll be getting to talking about that. All that, tons more in between. But before we do get underway, let me introduce to you my co-host, my friend, the founder and CEO of Fat Cat _streams. And that's with a Z. It's Mikey J. Fat Cat. Please save this intro, my guy.
How's it going, everybody? We're both being attacked by our allergies today. We're
Absolutely.
cooked.
Yeah.
My nose is stuffed.
I think I have an
the phlegm.
undiagnosed respiratory infection, not COVID related. Thank you
Oh,
very much. Yeah. It's
but
been
we're pulling
brutal.
through for you, for the fans, because we have to do this every week, no matter what's happening. I could be missing an arm, I could be missing a leg, but I'm here doing the podcast. This is No Substitute for Sports, and we are ready to get going. It is a nice day again out here in beautiful Illinois. Let's get it going.
Hell yeah, dude. Like I said, just like you just said, just getting attacked by my allergies, waking up, and it's just absolutely horrible. But I
Horrible.
got some nice confirmation from my email. Bada bing, bada boom, coming home from work. The pickles are on the way. The MJF
Wow.
pickles. I'll probably get some sort of tracking device in about 72 hours, according to the email. But we're gonna be eating and doing some live reviews of some MJF pickles in, I don't know, T minus a week or two. I'm guessing however long it's gonna take for Kalen Pickles. I already forgot what the company is. Either way, excited for some MJF pickles. Hey, wait a minute. Whoa. If you're ready to roll, if you got anything else to get into, we can hop onto these appetizers. Got a couple things to get into over there, and then tons and tons of sports, my guy. So
Yeah, I
anything.
need some food, so let's
Oh
do
yeah,
it.
let's get into the appetizers. We're starving. Well, we can start off with something you indulged in over the weekend. I don't remember, but I think you were there on a Saturday.
Yeah,
Checking
one, yeah.
out the new Spider-Man Spider-Verse, the new cartoon. Uh,
Let's
Forgive me, like I
go.
said, I don't know exactly what the title is. You can you can go
It's
ahead and say it right now. Give us your review. Give us your thoughts, feelings, concerns, anything that was fun, anything that, like a guy like myself, I haven't watched this series just yet, just because I just haven't got around to it. So give it to me. I don't even, like I said, you don't even spoilers, no spoilers, whatever you want to do. I'm all ears. I don't care either
oh
way.
well, I can't do spoilers because I don't know it just doesn't feel right because I feel like you need to watch these movies.
Okay.
This is the second one in the series. This is what is it? Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
I
This
believe
one,
so.
the last one was Into the Spider-Verse, and they announced, I guess they already announced that this was going to be like a two-part movie or a three-part movie. So one thing I will spoil is that it ends on a fucking cliffhanger, and I've now seen two movies in like the past 2 weeks that have ended in cliffhangers, and I can't get a fucking resolution.
I'm
Fucking
sorry. I
I
feel
was
for
just
you.
telling Dom that I was like, Fast X ended on a cliffhanger, and now this ended on a cliffhanger. I was like, can I get an ending, please?
Can I just get some satisfaction to the story,
Yeah,
please? I don't want to wait
exactly.
another year and a half. I feel you on that one, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
these are great. I love the animation style in these movies. It's just like different and unique. And I love that like all the just different Spider-Man elements and like Easter eggs that they have in these movies. It's just I feel like they're a lot of fun. They're not really, like they're cartoony, but it's still pretty, feel like it could be pretty serious at times. So I like them a lot. I saw people saying it's like one of the best superhero movies ever, but I don't know about all that. I mean, it's pretty awesome, but I don't know, like, is it better than like the like Dark Knight? Like, no. So it's like
I
that.
think it's probably, of course, it's a little out there to say that, but maybe just because it's like you alluded to, just it's newer, it's fresh, it's a cartoon, it's a different type of animation that they throw in. So I guess for
Yeah.
a bunch of outside elements like that, just because it's not so excuse me, it's not so copy and paste like a ton of other superhero movies nowadays. So
It's definitely unique.
yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely is. And yeah, they have so much like the Easter eggs, really. I mean, like there's so many different Spider-Mans and stuff. I mean, like I'm not a big comic book guy, but like I bet if people that are really into that stuff like really love this movie. So I could see why a lot of people love it a lot. 'Cause it's so awesome. I just can't really, like, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's definitely worth watching for sure. I mean, it's a very interesting movie that's not like, it's not Marvel. I think they're made by Sony, so it's association with Marvel, of course, because it's Spider-Man, but
Mhm.
it's made by Sony, so I like them a lot. And yeah, this one was just as good, if not definitely better than the first one. So the third one will be great. And I think they announced at the end that it's going to be out in like a year or something. So don't have to wait like a crazy amount of time. Like it's maybe a couple years or something. So it was cool. I liked it a lot. I don't want to spoil anything about it. So try to just
Yeah.
keep it straightforward like that.
Cool. No, I can definitely appreciate that. And yeah, like I said, haven't got around to it, but yeah, I can still see why it is so popular for the exact same reasons we already mentioned, the different styles, the different, I guess now writers, because it's different, it's a whole different universe. It's not Marvel related, and they not all, I guess those restrictions are off. I don't know. So yeah, definitely a guy like myself who hasn't got around to it, I'll probably take the time sometime soon if it's whatever it's streaming on. I'm sure I'll definitely find it. So that was
Even
again
better.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Hopefully you enjoyed your just holding his head right now. Hopefully you enjoyed the Spider-Man Whopper while you were in at the movie theater as well.
No,
No, okay.
I'm not partaking in the Spider-Man Whopper.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that a couple weeks ago. It was like all red, the pretty patties.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, everybody go see Across the Spider-Verse.
There
Give
you go.
them
So
your
two
money.
thumbs up there for the Mikey guy. Is that fat cat
Two
rate?
thumbs up.
Fat cat rating gives it two thumbs up. There you
Two
go.
thumbs up from me.
Absolutely. Love that. Love that. On to our next little appetizer. We got this one came off a little crazy. This was read all different ways. Jay Cutler kills a bear. TMZ Sports confirms that Jay Cutler killed a cinnamon black bear with a scoped bolt action rifle. He took a little hunting trip up to Montana, and yeah, of course. I mean, besides, obviously, it's okay. I get it. uh, I believe, taking the time to look at the story and look into it. Yeah, it's just all right. Let's take a step back because it's hard to talk about like wildlife conservation stuff when I don't really know all too much about it myself. I only really what I hear through Joe Rogan and through his hunting expenditures. It's about as far as I get to into the wilderness myself. But yeah, I mean, of course, it comes off, it's wrong, like, oh no, he killed a bear. Most like, I guess these bears are going extinct anytime soon. So there's, of course, they got this is all justified and stuff like that. But of course, just the headline, Jay Cutler kills a bear, can be thrown in all different directions, spin zoned every which way, because of course it's on the Bears. It's everyone just had a field day with this headline. So of course, like I said, I got no moral dilemma in it as long as he, took the right steps and did everything he was supposed to when going out for a hunt like this. So pretty sure it was all in line, and that's okay. But again, like I said, everyone just went crazy with this headline, and it's only the only reason it's not like really talked about anymore is probably exactly like that, because it was probably done in the correct manner. So Jay Cutler kills a bear. Besides doing that his entire football career, how do you feel on this story right here?
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's just so easy. I mean, yeah, he's been doing this for
I mean, it
years.
was the lowest hanging fruit. I mean, it was it was right there. Everyone could have done it and said it. I mean, it was, yeah. So like I said, I think that's basically the only reason why it exploded like it did, and I'm sure he took all the necessary steps. And yeah, it just, it's they look cute. It is very very deceiving. These bears, they look adorable, and you want to give them a big old hug, but they will rip you apart. Like it is no, it is very much. Stop giving him a hug. It is very. These aren't giant dogs. These are vicious killers. They will rip your. They will rip out your jugular and eat your in your intestines in front of you. Like so. Again,
That's a snack, brother.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Even the black bears. What was it? If it's a black attack, if it's brown, stay on the ground, and if it's white, you better stay. You better hit a flight or something like
You
that. I
better
don't know, because
fight or something. I
yeah, you
don't
better fight. I mean, yeah, something like that. Because polar bears are just the most vicious killers. So apparently, they don't care. They got no soul.
know.
That's why they drink Coca-Cola. Hey, bada bing. Hey, we're getting all over the place. But how about, again, any other final thoughts on Jay Cutler? As long as he did it all right, I don't got no moral dilemma.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's I got nothing wrong with that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
so
hunting's
but
cool. Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
if
but
if you
fuck,
really have any sort of trouble with it, if you got any problem with it, educate yourself and understand that, all the I'm not even gonna get into it. Everything that they do, all the money that goes into like guns and stuff like that goes out back into the wilderness and stuff like that. So just educate yourself. It's not just like, oh my god, big scary people going to kill the animals, the defenseless animals. No, it's not like that at all. So again, just educate yourself, figure it out. Let's see. On to the next one. We got two just quick ones I want to cap off. Well, maybe the last one is gonna just maybe stick on a little longer. HBO announcing a Barry Bonds documentary in production. However, Barry Bonds will not be a part of it, from what I'm understanding, from what I'm reading. So it might be, that might be a tough one. Might not get into all the facts, all the truths, and everything. Might be a lot of hearsay and a lot of people still just setting up stuff. But yeah, I guess it could still be done well. Can still be done correctly, but it's going to be a little bit tougher knowing that Barry Bonds will not be a part of it. But I can understand why. He's probably just gonna be. He doesn't want to sit there and deal with. Did you do this? Did you do that? And have just be a liar in front of everyone. I can understand, but there you go. That's basically it. So, any thoughts on this Barry Bonds documentary coming up?
I mean, good for him. Okay. I'm not too big on Barry. I don't know too much about Barry Bonds, honestly. So I've seen like a fool, but maybe I'll have to watch the documentary and find out.
Yeah, there is this upcoming wave of, everyone was already this. Yeah, this just ongoing idea that everyone was doing it, and you still have to hit the ball. He was just doing it better than everybody else on drugs. And yeah, again, it's just more or less, are you okay with cheating? And I don't know.
Huh.
Like I said, for in my eyes, I'm still won't recognize it because I see a guy like, maybe again, maybe a little hometown bias, but I see a guy like Frank Thomas, and it's just like, you can't. He's never really been in the realm of like he had no real like juicing leads or anything on him. He's been basically clean his entire career into like, knowing that he basically got screwed over. He's still in the hall, obviously, but he could be acknowledged higher if it wasn't for a bunch of other cheaters that were there. So that's why I'm in that realm, in that boat of, no, you can't throw him as a Hall of Famer. Yes, throw the asterisk next to his home run uh, record and all that stuff like that. So that's why I'm still like that. But I can see and why people still vouch for him and shit like that. So because like again, yes, he well, there's some stupid stat like if he didn't have a bat for every one of his for every one of his at bats throughout his entire career, he still had an on base percentage of like 400 or something like that. Something
Wow.
ridiculous. There's some YouTube video that has a couple million views about that. It's just he's had a crazy career, and like I said, they'll obviously go over that. It's just a shame that he won't be taking part of it. So yeah, it's just. But again, there's still opportunity for it to be good, just probably not as good because the main participant is just not going to be there, the main subject.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Like
always a
doing the last dance without Michael
yeah,
Jordan.
exactly. That's kind of what the comparison was, and it's just like you would want like after a bunch of people were talking shit about you. You kind of would want like Barry to respond, kind of how like Michael Jordan did with like he had the iPad when Isiah Thomas was talking about just getting onto the Team USA or Gary Payton. I'm literally just watching the Last Dance right now. Like Gary Payton, like I locked him down, and Michael Jordan was just laughing. He's like, no, Gary Payton, I did not have trouble with the glove, just stuff like that. Yeah, of course you want reactions from Barry Bonds, but again, I'm gonna still be in the realm, in the positivity realm until I give it a shot. So just give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. Again, usually those HBO documentaries, if it's anything like the Hard Knocks docs, then they're probably going to be okay. And I mean, HBO Sports has been pretty decent throughout its entire lifetime. So if you're good on that, I got one last quick appetizer, and this one just popped off today. This has been the little making its realms in the sports world, as it should. Let's see, LIV Golf and the PGA Tour, PGA Golf merging together. This after not even a year ago, 359 days as we are recording this to the date. The PGA Tour came out and said we'll never get involved with LIV Golf. We're never going to do this. We won't take this. Sorry, the blood money. Not going to take anything like that. They set up all these morals throughout this whole idea that like 9/11 has affected just about everything. Somebody that was affected by it in some sort of realm, setting up all this talk, all this, that, and the other. And like I said, they established their morals, and today they've decided to throw them all out the window because money talks. Money talks louder than anybody's morals could, and that's exactly why just to sit here and to act like any like any high authority in any sort of just anything has a soul and has any moral high ground. No, they don't. As soon as money starts getting involved, it's all out the window. So just thought that was absolutely hilarious. And again, for all those other golfers, all those other people that were just like, like I said, you're just gonna live on your high horse, on your high ground. Uh, for those people, those players that said that, you now have to quit. You now have to not play golf anymore in this level, because again, then you will prove that you were just as big of a hypocrite as the entire PGA is. So, a guy I believe, yeah, probably like Rory McIlroy. I believe he was in that realm, in that bubble of I'll never do this, I'll never join them. And now, like you said, like I said, they're brothers in arms, walking around hand in hand because money talks. It's just so funny. So I guess it's one of those, if you can't beat them, join them type deals. But again, it's just so funny that they sat on their moral high horse and acted like they were never going to join, never going to do this, never going to do that. And not even a year later, joining forces are LIV Golf and the PGA Tour. So there you have it. Any thoughts, concerns, question marks on this for you, my guy?
Yeah, it's literally all just for the money, like you're saying. It's like I mean, and now the people that join Live Golf just got millions of dollars, and now they get to play in PGA again. So they absolutely cooked them up.
Yeah. And for all the PGA guys that stayed and were offered big money and that were slammed on the head for don't take that LIV Golf money. You're gonna regret it. We're not gonna let you back into the tours. It was all for naught. They just got absolutely boned. Like they could have had
Yeah.
100% more of what they were getting. And there's talk about these LIV Golf guys. They're gonna get a little slap on the wrist, but it's exactly that. When you're getting a $200 million contract and they're only probably going to be fined, $500,000, still a big chunk of change. But again, over the course of your $200 million contract, it's just one less pool installation you can get or something like that. One less big TV you can have in your house or some stupid shit. One less Shark Tank you can have installed into your mansion. It's so funny, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks for the guys that got cooked over that. And yeah, like I said, just there's no morals. There's no nothing. Don't act like these guys were sitting on there and acting like it was this is for America. This is like an us and them thing. This is a patriotic thing. That's why I won't. I don't. I hate that shit. I hate that shit because it's all fake. They don't care. They really truly don't care. Your nationalism, your nationalistic pride can be bought in 5 minutes, guaranteed. So
Oh yeah.
that's basically all I have on it. Like I said, any golfers, anything to it. Like I said, it's literally just to the ones that said, I will never, if they ever come together, merge this, that, and the other, I will never golf. So yeah, now it's your turn. Don't golf. Now you're not allowed to golf. And if you are, now you're just as big of a hypocrite. So leaving that as it may, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I just think it's so funny. It's just so funny when things like that happen. So
Yeah,
yeah.
like Cody and
Yeah,
fucking
exactly. Yeah, exactly right. Just make it always coming back to wrestling because that's just how we are over here. It's exactly like it is. Just Cody said, we'll never take our talent there or what expose our talent to such horrible,
yeah.
horrible, such a horrible environment. Basically, basically paraphrasing right there. And of course, like I said, make that edit into whoa in front of 100,000 people in Saudi Arabia over that probably.
Over the Live Golf sign.
Yeah. So there you go. Hopefully you did not fill up on bread while we were chilling with our appetizers. We got some meat and potatoes in the sports section to get into. If you're all good and dandy, we can hop on to some NBA finals. How's that sound?
Yeah, I mean, there's some quick things that I wanted to mention, so
Oh,
I guess
sure.
I
Yeah,
should
shoot.
just do those now before we get into everything
Yeah,
else.
sure.
But all right, this is the first thing. Just this new Apple Vision Pro. I just saw some of the videos about it, but really it's basically the new like virtual reality, augmented reality that Apple's coming out with, like just like the VR stuff that people use, but it just seems like this is so like crazy, but it's also $3,500. It'll be
Yeah.
$3,500 for this. Go outside and just do what you're gonna do on here. That is just seems like way too much money for something like this. Like you can do whatever you just do it. Just pay that and do it. Whatever you want to do
Just
virtually.
do it.
Just fucking do it.
Yeah, no, I saw I'm kind of the same boat as what your brother put on Twitter, and that's how I saw the video for the trailer of it. Basically, it's just to me, I'd probably get a little queasy and like, what? Why? My thing is just where everyone constantly talks about how like technology this and technology negative, and then they constantly want to just be in a whole world like the Ready Player One type reality where everything is right in front of their face. I was watching all that stuff I was just like, I'm overwhelmed by all the stuff that's popping out of my face. And then like I would probably get just queasy. Knowing me, I'm blind. So that's not going to be good for my vision if that's just on my face. Basically like a plasma screen TV, LED TV is on my face for more than 7 hours a day. That's going to be awful. Again, I don't know if that's going to be the average or whatever it was. And then watching the sports package, like it was just a bunch of loud garbage. Like I just want to watch the game. I don't need to see the win probability at the bottom. I don't need to see a dancing mascot on the side. I don't need all of this. None of that is necessary because all those packages where I can see multiple screens and everything are in the TV already. And I love that other thing where the girl's watching the movie and she just like zooms in. You can also just like pull your chair closer if you need, because it's already a 72-inch fucking screen that you have in this commercial. How much more do you need? I'm so I guess basically from that reaction, you know that I'm not going to be buying this anytime soon. And I'm not. I don't. It's not that I'm not supporting Apple or either one. I don't want any virtual reality helmet on my head. I don't think that's just not for me. Those video games that come out like that. Some of them are cool, but they're really like just one-off type things that you do it once and that's basically it. Like it's just one of those like I don't know, like a phone game if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah,
I like it. It's just because I like just the technology and that's cool, but it shouldn't be a used car. That's ridiculous. I mean, that is absolutely absurd. At least there's no way you can convince me that they can't be cheaper. I mean, other way, I don't know. They can be cheaper. Hopefully I said that correctly. Like
yeah.
they can't be that much.
They can't be that expensive.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There can still be quality. I'm willing to pay for some quality, but not $3,500. That is absolutely absurd. And again, for stuff that it's just a lot of sugar, a lot of glitz and glamour, that just a lot of fluff to all this unnecessary shit. If I want to watch the football game, I'm just gonna watch the football game. I don't need a dancing mascot and the win probability and the
Yeah.
betting odds on the side. I can look at my phone. It takes 2 seconds. I don't need a $3,500 thing that's probably going to give me cancer in some sort of way. Like we just don't know about it yet. Yeah. So I mean,
yeah,
and I like what your brother said in his tweet. It's exactly what I like that the thought behind it is like it's going to take a lot for like the Google or excuse me, the Apple like hardos that are going to like, all right, time to get this now. It's just that to have that. I mean, obviously, I got my AEW fandom. If you throw AEW on a stick of butter, I'll probably end up buying it. It's just like that's just how people are. But yeah, it's going to take a lot to get $3,500 out of probably just the casual Apple fan. If there's even a thing like that, I don't know.
yeah.
I'm not in the tech Silicon Valley type Twitter. I'm in the throw stuff at the wall wrestling Twitter. So there.
All right, yeah. So I just wanted to talk about how fucking expensive that was, but then there's another quick thing because
sure.
this is just fucking ridiculous. I was reading just articles about it. I can't believe it. But EA Sports, it's in the game, right?
Yeah.
They partner with Nike.
Okay.
They partner with Nike. There will be NFTs in future EA Sport games. Here's a preview of one. This is your very own NFT that you might be able to like have in Madden, you know? So you'll be able to there will be NFTs in these sports games, and I guess you'll be able to like sell so you'll be able to wear the equipment with your player and then you could like sell them if you want in the future. I just could not believe this. I thought the next Madden was supposed to be a complete change. This is not what we want, man. Like I have to hear what you were thinking because this is just so fucking
that
stupid.
is brand new news to me. And I wish I didn't just go off as hard as I did on the last one because that is absolutely absurd. to take just take a quote from one of our favorite YouTubers, Angry Joe. It's gambling. It's all gambling. It's just legal gambling for
And yeah,
children.
I was gonna
That's
shout out to
awful.
Angry Joke. That's literally how I saw this. He made a video about it. I was like, "Are you
It's
kidding me?"
exactly that. I mean, if they're gonna have their own little market and they're just allowing NFTs for the access of children so easily, it's just you're just exposing them to a whole world that, I mean, if they want to get into it, feel free, you have every right to, but you're putting them into a hole that some probably aren't going to be mentally capable to get out of. Like, it's just,
Yeah,
you just get hooked. It's literally gambling. It's just, you see the bright lights, you want to open packs, you like the animation you get when you get an ultimate legend, you want to see that because we're just little monkeys that just like bright lights and shiny things, and we just want to. I like that. That win. We win. We win. We
I
get the
need
big.
that jersey.
Yeah, I need the Campbell's chicken noodle soup cleats. Like, I need that. That's still my favorite from Madden 22. When they dropped them, that's when I knew it was done. When they had the Campbell's chicken noodle
The
soup.
chunky soup.
Yeah, when you had your chunky soup combo package or whatever, when you had the helmet, the gloves, or when you'd probably, I think like Pizza Hut probably had one too. It's absurd. Like, I mean, I don't expect anything less. It's just they're getting it's like oh my god.
I don't
Like, I
get how they
expect
could
it.
get worse. But
Exactly.
like,
I
I don't.
expect it, but it's like, how are you doing it worse and worse? It's like the things you're developing, but backwards. It's just something like that. It's
It's like let's
astounding.
not fix Madden. Let's put NFTs in the
Let's
game.
put NFTs. Let's not worry about the fifth. Oh, what I think they lost 60% of online franchise modes last year.
I lost mine.
What the fuck?
I was pissed.
Again, it's just like because they can't make money in that, they're not going to focus on that. It's just, but that's what people want to play. They don't want to pay to play in mutt. They don't want to buy packs all the time. And if you God forbid, I love those YouTubers that do the quote unquote no spending mutt, but then they still end up spending $50 an episode because they go like, oh, we did the challenge so we get to buy a pack. It's like, no, that's not how this works. If you're a 15-year-old that doesn't have a job or does have a job, you're not spending money on packs. I don't know, you're cleaning toilets. I don't know, you're washing dishes. You don't have enough money to buy the $129 new Madden pack that just dropped after you just spent $79.99 getting this thing, and then a $500 getting the PS5 or whatever it was. So going off on such a
Yeah.
tangent.
I mean, I've had my fair share of packs with those games, and I guess to a point where it got to a point where I realized like this is bullshit. Like every year it's the same game, and then you just end up you can't transfer your players over or
Yeah,
anything, so you just lose everything from last year, and then it's just rinse. It's the same thing every year.
it's a different thing. If I was good at the game, and but I still wouldn't condone other people doing that all the time. Like, that's just the thing. Like, hey, like, and I know my limits, this, that, and the other. But if you're not good at the game, that's why I stopped doing. I think Madden 19 or Madden 18 was when I went really hard, buying a bunch of packs. And at the end of the year, when the next game came out, I realized I had played 5 online games maybe, and I had spent maybe, I don't know, $400 and more just in getting cards and getting other shit.
And
So
if you
just
do play someone online, there's no ranking system or anything in Madden, so you just play someone that has 99 overall in every single position on the team, no matter what time you play someone when the game
yeah,
could just come out and you'll be playing somebody with a fucking
yeah.
99 overall full
Yeah.
team. It's
And
just
the thing comes down to, it's like, is it an EA thing? It's really, at this point, it's kind of like, hey, NFL, you got to sell your licensing to more than just EA. You got to send it out to somebody else that's going to care. You got to make it competitive. You got to make it a competitive market for football games again. You can't just give EA all the rights to everything. Nobody else can have nothing else. So no, like, everyone wants to see, like, you can have a game come out that's Madden 25, Madden 24, or whatever, like Tecmo Bowl 24. No one's going to buy Tecmo Bowl 24, even if they're the exact same thing, because they're not going to have Patrick Mahomes throwing to Juju Smith-Schuster's not on the team, but you know what I'm saying. He's not throwing to Travis Kelce. It would just be,
Yeah, they won't have the players that everyone knows.
it would just be Rocky McGee threw a touchdown to CJ LeMahieu or something like that. She's like, who's that? I don't care. I have no connection to the Arizona Diamond Hoosier backs or something like that. I need my Kansas City Chiefs, or I need my Bears. It's just, yeah, it's a whole thing. And of course, like I said, just the, yeah, it's every year everyone's expects something different, and then you're like, EA just grabs us by our back on our, puts us on their knee and just slaps our behind, says, yep, you're getting something new. Here's a new NFT. Here you go. This is what you like. You like online spending. This is what you like. You like microtransactions. That's what you like.
This is
every
what
single
you
time.
want.
And here you go. You get nothing new every single time. That's what it is. Every single time.
Thank you, EA, for not fixing anything.
Yeah, absolutely. You suck. Was there anything else that you had?
No, I think that's all that stuff. I wanted to just throw that out
That
there.
was good. That got me going. I had to yell. I've been having a shit week just between it. I need to yell at somebody or something. EA, fuck you.
Yeah, really. Like, I can, like you said, we can go on such a tangent about them. Fuck them.
Yeah.
We can just go.
Absolutely, we'll go. I can sit there and go off on them, just like Angry Joe does. Yeah. But there you go. You can check that out. NBA Finals. How's that sound? We can calm ourselves down a little bit, depending on how you're looking, and maybe how your money is. But yeah, game 1, game 2. Like I said, they're tied 1-1 after these two. Kind of went over how everything was going in game 1 on the Friday episode. But yeah, just Jokic getting a pretty easy and early and often a lot of assists, pretty early triple-double. Aaron Gordon helping him out with that, getting great positioning down low. Basically everything he had was in the paint. Miami only having 2 free throws in that game did not help at all. No one showed up besides, I guess, maybe Gabe Vincent and Bam Adebayo towards the end, but yeah, nothing really to show for there. However, the Nuggets did let Miami stick around for a little bit. They got outscored in the 4th, but were able to hold on to it for long enough to get a win. Game 2, Miami shot over 50% from 3, which helped them in great matter. Obviously, they got the win in the second game, a 111 to 109, 108, something like that. It doesn't really matter. Shot more free throws, more than just 2. Outscored the Nuggets again in the 4th. It was a game of runs without a doubt. Miami came out swinging in game 2 very early and often. Like I said, it was Gabe Vincent getting a lot of threes. Matt Strauss, going 3 for 3, 3 for 4.
All
really
my
often.
Homies hate Max Strauss.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck him. I mean, he was just a journeyman. I like that the Boston Celtics, or no, it was Miami, put up the post of the Boston Celtics cutting or waving Max Strauss, and then of course, like I said, they went on to beat him in game 7.
Them up. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, Strauss and Gabe Vincent helping out, Bam Adebayo again, and this was the resurgence, the first start for Kevin Love, and I mean, he actually hadn't played in over 3 games. In whatever series, again, probably in the Boston series. That was a big, I guess it was some sort of a big factor, but I guess again in game 2, if you are on the Denver Nuggets, I'll spin zone it the other way. You had Jokic go off. You had no help from anybody else. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. didn't do anything. I almost said Kyler Murray. Jamal Murray didn't show up for another. I mean, he maybe had a couple threes at the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. The refs weren't helping. The refs were kind of fucking you left and right. So again, with all those factors, no help from Jokic goes off, no help. Refs are fucking you. You only lose by 3. So are you so I'm just asking you now, are you in this realm of, yeah, the Denver, it was a tough go game 2. And that was actually also the first time Denver had lost at home in the playoffs. They actually hadn't lost at home in over 2 months. It actually stretched into the regular season, which is pretty crazy. So again, further proving that home field advantage for Denver was humongous. But yeah, Miami stealing one right there helps a lot. So yeah, like I said, throwing up the question of just Are we going to see more of Denver playing with their food? Or do you think it's just going to be time for Denver locking it down? They know what the goal is. They're going to have to go in and shut it down at least once or twice in Miami for sure, and then take it for a game 5 and then game 6, maybe possibly. We'll see how that goes. So again, bad at asking this question, but how are you seeing maybe the rest of this game shape up? Or you can also talk about any other highlights, anything really from this, anything you want from the series. I don't know. I'm all over the place. I'm not asking you a ton of shit. What do you want to talk about? NBA Finals.
What do you want to talk about? It's been a good series so far. Interesting series now that it's 1-1. We're going back to Miami. I don't know what's going to happen now. Miami opened at plus 115. So they're thinking that they got a shot at winning this, but Nuggets still the favorite. It was a fight last game in Denver. I didn't think Miami had it in them, but they kept draining their shots. The three-pointers were catching fire, and they forced Jokic to work all by himself. 40 points. And I saw an interesting stat where the Nuggets are like 0-4 when Jokic has scored like 40 plus points. And like, so they lose. If Jokic goes off, they lose because
that could be misleading for that exact idea. It's just like Jokic, like nobody else, either they're shutting
no one
everybody
else
else
is doing
down.
anything. Yeah.
Exactly. Nobody else, no one's helping him for that exact reason. So he's going off. It's not exactly a detriment to the team, but he's not doing enough, even though he's already having 40-point, 50-point games, and they're just not being able to get over the mark. So misleading maybe, but yeah, it's exactly that. And maybe you toss that. Is that maybe that's the strategy? Can you toss that up to maybe Eric Spoelstra just being making very, very good coaching adjustments right there, being like, hey, either he can have his 30, don't let anybody else get anything. That's not the worst decision, honestly. I mean, it's not, of course, it's not the most effective by any means, because they can only winning by 3. That's not like, oh man, you did it right there. You got it. You escaped right there, just barely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the strategy right there. You can put as much focus on Jokic as you can, because like I said, you don't want to double team wide open. He can find him right there. Very easy, very, very good passer. And it's just a more or less of, do you want to give up a wide open shot, or do you just want to give what you can to Jokic? Yeah, that's kind of the thing. I had
I
something that
mean,
I totally
Jokic
forgot.
can score. Everyone knows that, but he's more facilitating the ball and getting those passes. But he only had like 3 assists last game. They locked that down, and Jamal Murray only had like, I think I don't know. I know he didn't have like
Murray,
20.
yeah, he had mid-teens. I don't think he cracked 20 points in this last game. This is kind of what I was talking about in our preview of the finals. Is, I didn't want to be on such a on like a hardcore Nuggets, even though I was rocking the jersey. I didn't want to be on such a hardcore Nuggets side and not show any sort of love to the Miami. But if Miami needed to be perfect, and they were damn near perfect in game 2. But like I said, still barely scraped by. They were shooting phenomenally from 3. Jimmy Butler had a decent game. He actually showed up, wasn't held to like 13 points on 4 of 19 shooting or something like that. Bam still had a good game. All the role players played their part, executed well, and played defense. So maybe, like I said, maybe some of my other predictions, like, transition defense hasn't been a big thing and shit like that. But I don't know. This has been a very interesting series, and like I said, I guess you can point out to if Jokic goes off, he can still go off, but there's that small part of like Jamal Murray still has to be somewhat involved. Aaron Gordon needs to be very much involved in some sort of aspect, and then Michael Porter Jr. You gotta find a pass. You gotta pass, dude. Michael, I don't know if you saw that picture of him. He was hogging a shot, getting double teamed, and there were legit 3 people open, 2 of them wide open in the paint, one of them being Jokic. So Michael Porter Jr. averaging 1 assist in his entire career. Makes a ton of sense. Open up your eyes, dude. Pass one time.
What?
Don't be a Yeah, I just found that out today. He's averaging on a I don't know if it was just on the year, maybe for his career, but just 1 assist per game is the stat for Michael Porter Jr.
That's the damn ball, man.
Yeah, dude, pass the ball. Find your guy. Just the actual MVP is on your team. Pass it to him. Uh, bonkos, absolutely bonkos.
Bro,
So
there is no damn way.
what's up? White Sox blowing it.
Just the first pitch, Liam Hendricks, Josh Donaldson home run.
Yeah, 3-2 probably right now.
Yeah.
Come on, boys.
Come on,
We don't
man.
want it. We don't need nothing like that right now. Let's get it done.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
you're
didn't mean
good.
to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. I don't think I had really anything else on this right now. Yeah, that was basically it on my notes. Like I said, predictions for the next few going into Miami. I thought my thought was Denver was going to take these first 2 games at home,
Yeah.
and Miami's probably going to play like with their hair on fire in game 3. Now I think it's going to be flipped. I think Denver's going to come out, probably stomp a mud hole in their ass in game 3.
Oh.
I think Miami keeps it close in game 4, but probably still loses. And I think they head up to Denver for game 5. And that's where Denver crowns himself a new champion right then and there. And that's just where my thought process is. And of course, I'm not going to linger in too much into it like that, because in a week or so, we could still possibly be talking about this. So, what do you think in these next few games? Are you in that same little boat of these next that similar prediction?
Yeah. I still think the Nuggets will be able to figure this out. I'm very curious to see how this game 3 goes, because I mean, yeah, if the Nuggets can beat them with ease in Miami, then this should be no problem for them. But if Miami's able to steal game 3 too, I mean, I guess they're at home, so it's not really
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not really
a steal,
stealing.
but
Yeah, and then depending on the game, depending on how the gambling goes, it can maybe get down to a pick 'em. But I don't know. With still a 2.5 points, 2.5 point favorites for the Nuggets as we're talking right now.
yeah, if they can make it 2-1 in their favor, it
Yeah.
might get very interesting.
I mean, the pivotal games are always game 1, game 3, game 5, and game 7. So this is one coming up right now, especially going you tied 1-1. You can either start your little streak and take the lead for sure in the series, or you can just, I don't know, pussyfoot around, I suppose. I don't know. They can figure it out. Like I said, being pro Jokic over here, being the Nuggets, just I guess, yeah, I'll show my fandom. I just want the Nuggets to win for, I don't know, no particular reason. Maybe just because Miami just keeps winning, and I don't know, no ill will towards Jimmy Butler. It's just like, I don't know. Like I said, just I don't need to keep hearing the people that, like, I already talked about this. Like I said, with I don't really support the whole idea of like, oh, I need to support Jimmy Butler because he wore a Bulls jersey for 5 minutes. But yeah, it's kind of like that with me right now. So I don't know. Go Jokic, go Nuggets. But either way, still a fun series. I'm not gonna sit here and complain either way. As long as the ref ball doesn't get too much involved, that's the only thing I don't like. When it gets flippy either way, I'm not really a fan of it. So yeah, just don't swallow the whistles, but just keep it reasonable, my guy. Gotta keep it reasonable. Yeah, that's the NBA for right now, and of course, and they got game 3 tomorrow in Miami. We'll be slowly thinking about that. Maybe throw up a play or two on the Twitter or something. If you're doing that, make sure you're doing that on Bet Rivers, bit.ly/no sub bets. You can go ahead, make your first deposit of up to 50, or not up to, make it $50 or more, and you'll be matched your first. Excuse me, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but I can't. So let me pull up the script. One risk-free bet up to $500. Must be in Illinois. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER. Like I said, that risk-free bet up to $500. That loses, you get matched up to whatever you spent it on. So there you go. That's how that works. Bet Rivers, bit.ly/no sub bets. If you're doing that, hopefully you're not like Isiah Rodgers.
Oh,
Yeah, is that who we're talking about? Yeah, we can.
yeah.
You know what? I'll impromptu. We'll just because we're talking about that really quick. That was really the only NFL thing we got on the docket today. So might as well breeze through it. What's up with this guy? I know you had a little bit more insight on it than I did. Isiah Rodgers. What's Buddy guy up to?
They said that he was placing hundreds of bets on the Colts.
Hundreds of bets, you say, on the Colts, and this is, of
Yeah.
course, different from the other NFL players that have just came up. A couple of them on the Tigers, on the Lions. Wasn't there just another guy in the fell? I mean, they just had Calvin Ridley popped on
Yeah.
then a different circumstance, but yeah. But from what I understand, like you just said, Isiah Rodgers betting on the Colts, betting on his own team, as opposed to the other guys not betting on even their even on the league at all. They're playing, but betting on college ball. Uh, Still a huge no-no. Still, and this, of course, even a bigger no-no. And are they gonna come down with the hammer on this guy? What are they gonna make a real explanation or example out of him?
Yeah. I feel like this guy's fucked because it's like Williams was betting on the NBA in just in their facilities. So, I mean, I guess that's not that, and they still suspended him for a good amount of games. Calvin Ridley got suspended for the whole fucking season. He wasn't betting on the Falcons. I mean, I don't think he was, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, he was, but he was betting on overs, so it's a little different, I guess. Just if you were betting on unders, that's a huge red flag.
Yeah, I
But you're
mean
like,
that's the thing I wonder is like if I wonder if this guy was betting like for the Colts to lose or like if he was just like if he was
that
playing bad like on purpose
that
because
was
like
my favorite quote retweet from, I believe, PFT commenter was like, "Are you serious? Like, what would be any like sort of proof that the Colts or anyone in this was like." I don't know what would be the foul play, and it was just the just the highlights from the last game of the season where they blew the opportunity to have the number one overall pick, or the Houston Texans did. Either way, just them showing that highlight right there, just
yeah, because
unbelievable.
when the report first came out, it said it was like a unanimous player is being investigated. So people were, of course, saying like Matt Ryan. It was Matt Ryan was betting on on them to lose all the time, but
Oh my god. No, yeah, it's fun. It's funny when they can come up with shit like that. But yeah, just yeah, they're probably gonna lay the smackdown upon Isiah
yeah.
Rodgers. And I mean, again, I'm not again don't know what the exact bets were, if it was overs, unders, but if they were betting all in the same squad, it's huge no, huge red flag. And again, with the other story coming out just months beforehand, what are you doing? And just if it's again, we over here we gamble. I just told you we do bit.ly/ no sub bets. Do it. Go bet responsibly. But that's exactly that. Bet responsibly. Don't If you're an NFL football player, don't go to the team facility and bet when there's just a no what's the word? There's just no leeway. If you bring your phone, there's just no ifs, ands, buts. You gotta, it's a suspension automatically. There's no leeway at
Yeah.
all. You gotta be smarter. You gotta be smarter, dude. I that's about it. For that, I don't.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't have to talk too much about this fucker.
Yeah, yeah, not really. Probably a case of helmet head syndrome. Like, I wouldn't know him if I saw him walking down the street. So I guess you just gotta go out and spend your money. So just some sort of shit like that. That's
I
I've heard.
knew him just because I did good with him in my TPL online league with everybody. He was leading the league in interceptions at one point, but
There you
he's
go.
a
He's betting on
gambler.
himself. He's like, yeah, we could over on me to get over half an interception plus 500. Easy. I'll take that on myself every day.
But now we could say Sox just won, Sox win,
Oh yeah.
and fucking
Hendricks
let's
gets his first save on the year. There we go. That's a perfect transition. Exactly what we're going to be talking about. Some White Sox check-in, some White Sox baseball all around. Again, positive, negative. I'll be getting into something interesting, just something. I was doing a little math yesterday.
oh
I know. Yeah, I'm not the Poindexter over here by any means, but got around to doing some math, a little playing around with the numbers, guy. Let's see. Just something that was just like I said. I was looking at the standings, looking at where we are as the Sox, right in the middle of the Central, basically. But like I said, just like, well, how, why we were second. We were actually second in runs scored in our division, but why? What's going on? So This is exactly what I wanted to talk about. The runs scored and the runs allowed average currently going on in the division. And there's tons of things that you can take from there. So I'll tell you what I'm taking away from what I see from these numbers. So the AL East averages. Actually, I'll start with the number one team, the number one division. Actually, the AL West averages 282.8 runs scored so far this year. Of course, the numbers probably changed. I did this last night. The AL East runs scored average 251.6. Pretty high. You flip on over to the NL side, NL East 262 on the nose. NL Central 262.4, and the NL West just behind the AL West. Those West Side squads, those are doing pretty well. They're smacking home runs. 281.8 runs scored is their average. Would you like to know the AL Central total the runs scored average?
It has to be something like, is it 100 or something?
No. That's preposterous. You got nothing too crazy, but just compared to all these other ones, 237.2 is the current run average. We have I gotta make sure. We have for sure two teams that have scored less runs than the Oakland A's. Ugh, disgusting. There's some outliers for sure in those averages. The Rangers and the Rays and in their leagues, they're very high scoring teams right now. And of course, when I get to the run average allowed, the Oakland A's, while they have a couple more runs scored than the Royals and the Tigers, they've also given up 423 runs as of Monday. So yeah, the outliers are a little out there, but the AL Central, 237.2 runs scored average. The next one was 251.6, being the AL East, and the AL East consists of the Rays, the Yankees, the Orioles, the Red Sox. So of course I'm missing one team off the top of my head, but you got some big heavy hit bats right there. What I'm trying to get at again is what I kind of was pointing out in the week prior and what I said on Friday. The White Sox can fall up the stairs and still take part and win this division. It's crazy. The White Sox, like I just said, they're second behind the Twins in leading the division in runs. If the Twins didn't play today, they're 262 or 267 as of yesterday. White Sox scoring 3 today. That makes them 265 on the year. They're still behind the Twins, even though they played today. Why is that a problem still? Because they've allowed 309 against in runs. Not good at all. That's just a little bit less than what the Royals have allowed in 313 runs again as of yesterday. A 92 run differential again as of my math was yesterday. It's not competitive enough. It's just but again, it shows me, even though we're now with this win, 5 games out of the division, depending on what the Twins do today. Still a ton of time.
I think the Twins got destroyed today.
Perfect. And we're 4 games out. Still tons and tons of time. But here's another issue that's kind of coming up. This White Sox schedule is a little brutal in some things.
No,
for sure. I know for sure off the top of my head, we got after this series. Oh boy, I know. I mean, we're currently in a series with the Yankees. That's no picnic. We got the Marlins at home though in Chicago, but the Marlins still play pretty well wherever they go. You got to watch a guy like Jorge Soler. They get the Dodgers, Seattle, the Rangers, but we'll talk about the Rangers. They just had someone go down, Jacob deGrom. The Red Sox, the Angels, and then the A's to finish out the month. So this is truly, there's no guaranteed wins at all in this month for sure. And even like I said, when you look at a squad like the Marlins, they're 6 games above 500 as of right now, but they're fighting in their division. They have a pretty solid squad Jesus Christ. Jesus Aguilar leading the league with in hitting at 390. It's absurd as
Wow.
in days in a day like this now. A lot
Yeah.
of people are just swinging for the fences, and an average like hitting 270 is considered good. Uh, but yeah, like again, and then we go to LA for the series against the Dodgers. Go into Seattle for the Mariners series. Like it was tough. It's gonna be a very very tough year, and it's just gonna be a prove it, show up or show me your balls type schedule for the White Sox right now. And the only thing I'll counter with is, the Twins and the Guardians, their schedule coming up very much easy, isn't any easier. I mean, I don't believe by any sort of aspect. So because right now the Guardians right now are playing Boston in a series, and they have Houston, they have the Padres, they have the Diamondbacks, who are surprisingly in first place in the NL West. They get the A's, but so do the White Sox. But then they get the Brewers, and then they get a little bit of a lighter schedule when they get the Royals and the Cubs to finish out the month. So, but the Guardians are bad, and they can screw up all those games that I just mentioned. And then the same thing with the Twins. I can lightly bring up their schedule for really really quick. Yeah, like you were correct. They lost 7-0 today to those Tampa Bay Rays, and that's exactly right. They should be losing to the Tampa Bay Rays, and then the Blue Jays, the Brewers, they get the Tigers. Oh, they get the Tigers twice. Ugh. So they get 7 games of a break. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but
Sam.
they still have to play the Braves and the Orioles. So the Tigers can still screw up their day. They took 3 out of 4 against the White Sox. It's up in the air. There's still room for positivity, and I don't want to sit here and be the idiot when the White Sox do end up slapping me in the face and taking some joy out of my day, but from whatever they do and start underperforming again. Because again, every time for whatever reason, I feel like every time I say any sort of positive thing about the White Sox, they end like, oh, cool, and Nick said something nice. Time to smack him in the face and do just absolute shit. So let's see. Like I said, I talked about a bunch of things right there. Yeah. So between that, just anything right now that's popping off at you, I got a couple other things to get to, but just I was talking for a minute. And what do you think about the White Sox right now? Like I said, between the schedules that are coming up, still feeling optimistic? What's the sight? What's the sound?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a pretty tough schedule ahead, but they've been fighting. They were complete shit, and they've been bouncing. They win, they lose. So I mean, they've been trying to get back, but it's going to be a fight. I think they're still like 9 wins behind being 500.
Eight,
So
yeah, I think 8 now with this win today. And
so
Troy gave
it's,
me a fun little tidbit. Sorry to
no,
interrupt.
you're fine.
Troy told me if you got rid of the first month of the season, whenever the White Sox had their 10-game skid, if you eliminate that, it's a big what if. You can't just eliminate a whole month of the season. But if you did, right now the White Sox would be leading the division by a lot because again, they're net positive gaining right now, even though they're not showing it in cranking up and going up in the standings. Just the Twins and the Guardians have been doing, and the Detroit Tigers now have been doing so poor that they've just been falling in the standings, doing less and less, and the White Sox have just been winning more and more. And like I said, if it just wasn't for that 10-game skid, we'd be 2 games above 500 right now and probably leading the division. But that's, of course, you can't live in the world of what ifs. So
Yeah.
that was just something fun to think about. But again, that's just the game of baseball. We got still tons and tons of time, It's just, yeah, tons.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, checking in from things throughout the week. Like this was fun. The 2-1 win against the Tigers with all the runs being scored off of wild pitches or pass balls. That
Yeah,
didn't
that was
happen.
crazy.
Yeah, that hasn't happened since the 1920s, and there was no like set date. It's just one of those things where they don't keep record like that. So it's probably happening every other day. It's probably like a wiffle ball game at some point in times with them. So hasn't happened since the 1920s, and of course that was the walk off of the umpire's face. And I mean, eh, that wouldn't have happened if there were robot umpires, but that's an argument for another day, I suppose. Yeah, still pretty brutal, and I don't know what again the human in the Tigers catcher, good for him, but you lost because of it, because he wanted to check up on the umpire who wouldn't care if you got ran over by a car. Probably. I'm sorry. I'm just probably
We
projecting.
wouldn't have been able to tag the guy out anyway,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. He had no idea where the ball is. There was just nothing. There was nothing.
But it
It
was
was
a
just like a
ball. It was 4 balls anyway. You can't tag him out.
Yeah, I
Or
mean
wait,
it was
or
a
wait,
what?
no. Oh, it was a wild pitch.
Yeah, it
That's
was a
right.
wild pitch off the umpire's face. So yeah, he could the ball is in play obviously, and he could still make a play. But yeah, everyone would just had the thumb up their ass. No one know what to do except for I forgot who scored it, but I think it was Benintendi. No one know what to do but Benintendi. So there you go. Run home, win. That's exactly what we did. That was awesome. And then one other positive before we move on over, Liam Hendricks, besides getting his first save of the season today, also got his first win of the season on National Cancer Survivor Day on June 4th against the Tigers. That was a 6-2 final in that game. That was the walk-off that you saw in Mike's background.
Huh.
I mean, yeah, exactly that. Another one for Jake Berger. Love it. And I'm with his wife. I want to see that in the All-Star game. So whenever that pops up, get him involved. I don't know if he'll be up for DH or up for third base or something. I also saw something fun on it was either Facebook or Twitter, whoever complains the loudest that day, comparing Jake Berger's stats to Yoan Moncada's stats and at bats this year. Jake Berger's having a solid season, and I wouldn't, again, I like Moncada, and it'd be tough to see him go, but like that, but just to see that, there's guys that are playing and producing and could step up and do just that with less. I don't know
If
exactly
not
more at bats
better.
with and exactly that, and execute more and better. So I'm loving it. Burger time.
Huh.
Best celebration right now in baseball.
Oh.
So any final thoughts, concerns for the White Sox on this check-in right now, other than just get some more wins? This was huge, starting off with this road series win against the Yankees. The Yankees, I mean, like I said, they're 7-8 games above 500, and they're third in their division. That just goes to show you how crazy the AL East is right now. Like I said, I'll shoot it over you, and I'll shut up for a second. Any final thoughts, concerns on the White Sox before we talk anything more?
Uh, no, really just reiterate what you said. Just get more wins and let's see what they can do. It's gonna be hard. They got some tough opponents ahead, so
Well,
let's see what they can do.
June swoon, baby. Let's get in there. Let's get some wins though. That's the problem. We don't want any doom and gloom in June. We want the wins. We want wins, wins, wins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, speaking of a team that's winning and don't know how, don't know why, wish I did more research into it. Maybe could have also looked at their schedule. How are the Diamondbacks leading the NL West over over the Dodgers and over the Padres? It's baffling me, absolutely baffling me, and it's crazy how no one really is talking about it other than maybe like the niche of the niche baseball podcast or something like that, but just absolutely blowing my mind. Uh, I don't know. I have to check really quick on their schedule today or what they did today actually, but I'm just baffled and literally just exactly that. I don't know anything that they're doing. I don't know anyone on their team other than Zach. Oh, they're winning right now 10-5 against the Nationals. Top of the fifth, top of the ninth, actually. I don't know what it is. I truly don't know what it is with this squad. And like I said, as I'm doing that, I'm trying to pull it up and no stats are coming up. I mean, Lori Goriel's leading their team in hitting, and only 12 home runs leads their squad. Only 30. A lot of these stats look like something we'd see on the Sox, but I guess just more. I don't even know what to say. Trying to find their averages. No one's doing anything crazy. I mean, truthfully, they're just playing like a tween. They're just playing like a team. so, so I don't know. Maybe just a lighter schedule that they've had so far, or just like if they've been winning more games than they should have been. I don't really know. I haven't been paying attention to my Arizona Diamondbacks baseball as of late. So
Yeah.
just yeah, I mean, just expressing my I get not concerned, but just expressing my I see you. I acknowledge you, Diamondbacks. You're Roman Reigns in this sense. I see you. Uh, I see you leading the division, and I'm like, how? Truthfully, how? So, I mean, between that, they're tied right now in the division with the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, but still, what was a basement dwelling team last year is now leading one of the tougher divisions in baseball in general. So baffling me. I don't know if you had anything on it, but like I said, just wanted to throw that out there. Just really really crazy to me. Any thoughts, concerns about the Arizona Diamondbacks as I do my Rick and Morty impersonation?
No, yeah, I wasn't too familiar with how good they were doing, but yeah, that's very impressive with the talent that they have in their division. So that's yeah, that's wild. I did not know all of that.
Yeah, 10 games above 500 as of right now. Gonna win and
Wow.
be 11 games above 500 pending a Nationals 6-run comeback in the bottom of the ninth as of right now. But yeah, truly baffling to at least to me. Just like I said, but nice to see because you like to see those young scrappy teams, especially like that when they don't necessarily have a superstar. They just got a group of dudes that just want to that just want to do well. And there you go. It's love shit like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, get on that. That was pretty good. And then yeah, just another squad that's leading their division by a lot of runs too. The Texas Rangers, talking about them today, but unfortunately on the wrong side of things is Jacob deGrom is going to
No.
have season-ending surgery. Did it say on what I kind of
It said
always having Tommy John surgery?
yeah.
That's brutal. So obviously, yeah, it's going to be out for some time. Almost I think that's almost like a year timetable type
Yeah.
deal. Anyone that really returned, unless you're Bryce Harper, but Bryce Harper isn't a pitcher, so he's not going to have to. That was pretty crazy how quick he came back, regardless. But yeah, just overall, I guess the overall feeling about this is just usual for a guy like Jacob deGrom, who usual stints on the IL. It's just a shame to see a guy like that. He's just maybe arguably the best current pitcher in baseball. Can't see him anymore this season. Tough blow for Rangers fans and just tough blow for baseball fans that just want to see quality baseball. It's quality outing. So, any thoughts on exactly that? Just Jacob deGrom being out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it just sucks. No one ever wants to see injuries. You always want the best. They just signed him this offseason to a
Yeah, big money. This was yeah.
yeah. So it's very unfortunate. I think this is I don't know how much more he's been injured. I know he was just injured last season too, I think, or the season before, but yeah, it just sucks
Yeah,
so much.
he's been. I don't know what the number is exactly, but just as of late hasn't been able to finish seasons or go an entire season without hitting the IL stint. And I mean, that's a tough ask, like I said, especially when, a pitcher, you're throwing what you throw. And like I said, 162 games out of the year, you're bound to get something some down the line. But yeah, there's a tough break again for a guy that just top tier talent, absolutely top tier talent. You hate seeing shit like that. So going to be out for some time. I know it's not going to be entirely doom and gloom for the Rangers. They got is it Scherzer? Was it no? Who's the tag team between them? Was it Scherzer that they signed, or was it Verlander? I feel like they got Verlander or something like that.
That's the Mets, right?
Oh, I'm so stupid. Both those guys are on the
Yeah, they have
Mets.
Scherzer and
That's
Verlander, but
yeah.
yeah.
See, that's why it was connected still because deGrom met everything else. So yeah, just tough break. Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
Dane Dunning, former White Sox, is gonna have to really bolster up and get a couple wins for the Rangers now. Good luck. Um, I mean, it's not going to be entirely doom again. Like I said, I keep saying doom and gloom, but it's not going to be entirely out of the ways for them because they were the ones that are leading their division in runs scored, like over almost 400 runs already. When they pile it on, they pile on against teams. They're beating teams like 19-3 and shit like that. They still win some close ones like 7-1, or 7-5 or something like that, but sometimes they'll just run it up on you like 14-4 and just don't give a fuck.
oh,
Yeah, so there you go. Like I said, it's gonna be a tough one. Tough ask for the Rangers. Maybe not gonna be exactly their year with their ace and their number one player on their squad gonna be done for the season. So still a tough break, still a tough ask.
oh yeah.
Any final thoughts, concerns in MLB before we wrap this bad boy up with some wrestling?
Uh yeah, no, let's hit it. My
Awesome.
nose is like a stuffed turkey right now. So
I'm sorry.
no, it's not your fault.
we'll go ahead. We can bang through these in the next probably 30. Let's say 30 minutes. Probably I would say.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
If
because it's
if I'm
mostly.
popping in and out because I'm just like blowing my nose or
No, I feel
something,
you.
I'm
I
just
feel you. I know. Not no one needs to look at your booger snots. We appreciate that. Let's see. Dark side of the just like I said, getting into wrestling, mostly AEW highlighting stuff right now. So, like I said, maybe if you're the WWE mark, next episode. Sorry, guy. The Dark Side of the Ring continues tonight. If you want to check out my review from last week's episode, last week being the the Chris and Tammy episode about Chris Candido and his girlfriend Tammy Sitch, all aka Sunny. That was last week's episode, and I reviewed that on the Friday live edition of No Substitute for Sports. Those are always uploaded on Spotify. So check out Spotify if you want to take. And that was the last, I don't know, probably the last 15 minutes of the episode. Worth it. Always these Dark Side of the Ring episodes are always awesome. And so it's just I'll be well while I'm uploading this and editing everything on here. I usually watch the Dark Side of the Ring, so that's always fun. Talked about it extensively last week. So like I said, take the time, either check out last week's episode when we're still talking previewing Dark Side of the Ring and stuff like that, and just check out the Friday upload from on Spotify of my review. And I think tonight's episode is all about Magnum TA, probably about a little bit of his career, but mostly about his car accident that took him out of his wrestling career. Yeah, he is interviewed in the episode, so that'd be actually pretty cool, and like the Barry Bonds thing that they're going to be putting out. So again, some firsthand words from Magnum TA in tonight's Dark Side of the Ring episode. I'll be sure to check that out, and I'll give you a little bit of review on the live episode for Friday. That'll be probably, like I said, I'll probably cap that off like I usually do towards the end with that. So like I said, take the time with that. All that's fun. On to some other like I said, on to some more wrestling. You got CM Punk. It was announced on Dynamite. AEW's CEO and general manager came out with his big announcement. This one confirming all just basically what we already knew. CM Punk confirmed for the Collision show in Chicago. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. You know, it didn't. We already had our tickets. Like I said, we already kind of felt that was going to be the big pop, the big news, anyways. However, there are some reports that at least what I've seen, I can't confirm or deny just because, like I said, I saw it on the quicks through social media. Yeah, I gotta be a little careful. From what that post said, it did say that no real big movement ticket sales after that announcement, other than the Chicago inaugural show. That word has been messing with me all day. I've been trying to say that multiple times. Inaugural. Hopefully I got that right. Popping off with that show. So it hasn't
You
been
did.
moved.
That was great. I'm
Thanks.
sorry if I'm
Thanks.
blowing my nose over here.
I appreciate that. So that announcement hasn't moved any tickets outside of the Chicago show, really. I think you're going to need some more. You're probably going to need some more. So I would think, give it a little bit of time. When this collision happens, I'm sure they'll do their Excalibur will be out of breath explaining to you what's going to be popping off next week. So that's probably when more ticket sales will be made. And if I'm not mistaken, the collision shows there, besides the Chicago show, they're going up to Canada too, and then that starts their little tour that'll lead up to Forbidden Door, which we'll be talking about later. And yeah, some other big dynamites that are going on over there as well. So yeah, maybe just what was your initial reaction to CM Punk being announced, and then any reaction to any collisions ticket sales? What's going on?
Well, I mean, like we were expecting him to be there, but I didn't think Tony Khan would just announce it the way he did. It was just so like, I don't know, he was
Just rip
just
the
like,
band-aid off type
yeah, he
deal.
was just like,
Yeah.
CM Punk will be there, and everyone was just like, what? It was definitely shocking, like even though I was expecting it, but it was just like I get why they do it, so people are watching, and yeah, so like they can sell more tickets and shit, but uh, it's gonna be awesome. I mean, I wish they played more into the storyline more with. Like, I wish they used the backstage thing as some sort of story in some way. Maybe they still will, but I feel like they'll be able to get a lot of I feel like they'll get a lot of like views and publicity if they did something like that because everyone knows about that now. But whatever they do with CM Punk, we'll be watching. We love him over here. We'll wonder what he'll be doing for Collision. Maybe something with Samoa Joe, they were saying, but uh yeah, I mean CM Punk is a Chicago guy. I've always liked CM Punk. I wasn't too big of a fan of the backstage shit, but if he comes back and they're all fine and dandy and no one does some stupid shit like that again, then we're all fine.
Yeah. I'm fine with that too. Yeah, kind of in that same realm where I wasn't really too fond of the backstage bullshit, but I wish they would maybe build upon that, but you need everyone to play ball in that sense, and I don't know if everyone was going to be ready to do a whole storyline about some real bullshit. So
That's true, yeah.
it's a tough ask, but like I did want. Oh no, my lights just went out. I did want. I don't know, maybe not. Let's see. What was it? What was exactly? How did I feel about this? This is fine. Like I maybe give him a little bit of rope. Like, hey, is he going to be there? Is he not? But also, you got to be in that sense of like, we got to move some tickets. We got to just put asses in seats. We got to grow this audience. And CM Punk has been moving shit, moving sales. Like not as of late with these collision tickets, but it might be a prove it to me type deal. Throw them out there, and like instead of just maybe not teasing it how they did with the first dance, the show that they did the first
Yeah.
time at the Rampage, and like there was no build, there was no nothing. It was just immediately just immediately CM Punk. We kind of already knew it was going to happen, so it doesn't help. It doesn't. I don't think it hurts that he ripped the Band-Aid off and just said that CM Punk's going to be there. If anything, like I said, that was going to be more of an encouragement for fans to go
Yeah.
/ people to actually watch. I mean that we can't always be like, as much as I love being like on the inside scoop type deal where I'm always in the Facebook groups or I'm on the Twitter, I'm always in that. You got to always take a step back from it and be like, oh, there are normal wrestling fans that don't need to be constantly absorbed in that. So just give them the obvious. So just here you go. CM Punk's going to be there. CM Punk's going to be there. Buy your ticket, buy your shit. So it's a good move. I think it's a decent move by AEW. Like I said, maybe not, they could tease it, but there's also tons and tons of speculation of like, Punk is going to be like not basically doing his own booking. He's going to have all his own creative. A lot of people already have their own creative, it seems like, but they're really going to be giving him the green light on a ton of shit. So good news, we'll see. Bad news, we can still keep it up on that note, on that side. So, and then there was also the talk of like split rosters, and that impromptu, kind of thinking off the top of my head. There was also a story about Andrade and his contract coming up. Any thoughts on Andrade? Possibly not returning back to AEW, or is that a big miss for you? Is that a big loss for you, or is that just who cares type deal?
I mean, I like him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he went to with Charlotte in WWE. So whatever he does, I'll power to him. But I wouldn't mind if he was still around.
My apologies. Yeah, I'm kind of in that same boat. Don't get me wrong. I would miss the in-ring work for sure. He's one of the best workers that they have there, but my goodness, I feel like Tony Khan and the creative have given him opportunity after opportunity to come back, and he just hasn't liked any storyline. It was kind of that same boat as Miro, I believe, where none of the creative was good enough for him, where he needs to be top dog wherever he goes. And again, he very much could. He's got a little bit of build, but there's still tons and tons of people in front of him where you just can't give him the world title and just say go. And that's probably what he wants. And right now he's just a mid card guy. So it's as harsh as that sounds, I suppose. You know what? Take your ball and go home. You've been doing it this whole time. We haven't seen you in months, Andrade. it wouldn't be any different if you just didn't sign and continue to go. And yeah, I suppose you just be happy, go spend time with your wife. If you can go be in WWE, you won't be utilized as well, but you'll be with your family, and that's cool. And everyone has their thing. And like I said, I won't look down at Andrade and boo him in any sort of sense and feel like, oh, you abandoned our AEW faithful. No, that's fine. I would have just been more like respectful if you, like I said, just maybe if it felt like the effort was also on his side to try and make the creative work or be there. I don't know, maybe put someone over or be, I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough go. I guess, like I said, if I'm not going to lose any sleep if Andrade doesn't resign with AEW, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah. So yeah, that was basically that. That was, I guess, the AEW Collision big announcement. Let's see, just news and notes around AEW and some stuff. Just wanted to also get your thoughts about this. We kind of threw it out there after we did the Double or Nothing review. Like, what's next for FTR? Well, could be Bullet Club Gold. I just want to ask you, yay or nay to a FTR versus Bullet Club Gold, and of course that consists of Jay White and Juice Robinson. Yay or nay to FTR versus Bullet Club Gold?
Uh, yeah, I like it because I don't know. I think they were running out of teams in AEW, so it's for them they fought a lot of teams already, but so it's nice for them to do something new that we haven't seen yet, and I feel like they're both Juice and Switchblade are both reliable enough to have a good feud with them. So
Yes. Not just a good feud, just phenomenal matches. Obviously, Jay White puts on great performances individually. Wouldn't think that he wouldn't do anything less. Juice Robinson packs a punch every single time, and then FTR is. I don't know when was the I can't tell you the last time I saw a bad FTR match in any sort of sense. And even when they go on their individual singles matches,
yeah,
they
they're
perform
always
every single
great.
time. Yeah, so I mean, I'm personally excited for it. I know they're gonna have a falling out between Robinson and Ricky Starks one more time, if I'm not mistaken, just to kind of wrap that feud up with a bow for now, maybe just for now. But I really like it. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, Bullet Club Gold here for the title. I think FTR probably still holds on to it for a little bit, but I think that actually is like a legit threat. I feel like that in terms of like, could they lose it? Like in that match, I'll probably be like, there's gonna be probably a couple false finishes where I go, oh shit, where I legitimately like flinch. We're like, oh, they're gonna lose it. Oh my god. So I think,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I mean, that's gonna be a nice one. And again, even if they do pull the trigger and say, hey, Bullet Club Gold gets the titles for X amount, that's not the worst decision either. Jay White and Juice Robinson are pretty cool. So that's pretty good. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the Bullet Club Gold, Bullet Club Premium Plus, or whatever. Like I said, it sounds like a streaming service to me, but it's fine. It's still fine. It's nice to bust balls. Uh, I got something on the Elite Edition of Fright Forever, but yeah, kind of lacking on time, so we can get to maybe get to that next week. Let's see, because we still got like another month before before the game even drops. Let's see. Tony Khan announced Ring of Honor Board of Directors, and this is something that a lot of complaining people between podcast hosts, i.e., like Jim Cornette, people like that, people that former wrestlers that think they know anything, but they were just mid carders their entire career, thinking they can tell this guy what to do. But now he's getting a little bit of help, and I think this is all for the best, considering he probably has a ton on his plate. Tony Khan went hiring Jerry Lynn and Stokely Hathaway as Ring of Honor Board of Directors. They will be going ahead, taking the reins. They will be booking matches. They will be, deciding winners, creating storylines. The only person above them that will be, final say. And, if that person thinks it's a no-go, the only person above them is Tony Khan. So great wrestling minds in Jerry Lynn and Stokely Hathaway, low key. If I don't have a ton on him, but I think he's produced a couple of matches, if I'm not mistaken. And then Jerry Lynn he's been there and
Yeah,
back
he's
tons of
great.
times. Legend, absolute legend. His in-ring work speaks for itself. You can go back to any sort of ECW matches between him and Lance Storm, him and RVD, just fucking beautiful matches. So I have zero complaints, and if anything, I'm encouraging that maybe get a couple more like-minded people. Not pointing at myself, just like just getting other smarter wrestlers that exactly have been in that shoes, have been there before, and can just produce these matches and help out. And like I said, it's not like Tony Khan has been doing a crazy bad job. It's just nice that maybe, get a little bit of extra ideas and not all the pressures on you to put on another show. You can put all this effort that you put into Ring of Honor, you can put it now double time even more into Dynamite and a new show, Collision, that you're going to be getting. So again, seems all positive to me. I wanted to throw that news out to you because you said beforehand you didn't know about that. So
Yeah,
any
I was
thoughts
not
about Jerry
aware.
Lynn and Stokely Hathaway being the board of directors now?
It's pretty cool, and any way to make Ring of Honor more credible and better, like just any way to make it better. So if they're gonna improve the product, then put them on there.
Yeah, and again, a lot of young talent on there and can learn so much from a guy like Jerry Lynn. So I'm a big Jerry Lynn guy in that sense. So love it, absolutely love it. Like I said, kid, between him, I know you got Taz probably, and you're lurking around in the locker room. Just there's tons and tons of people in there that can just constantly, you can just pick their brain and it get something great. If Jake the Snake Roberts is probably still back there, I don't know if he is. I don't know if he's still touring with them, but you probably still got a guy that knows someone that can get in contact or something. I don't know, just tons of legends. Just go pick their brain. You don't need to worry about everything. I don't know. So just it's great. Wrestling's great. Last one before we get into the little outro. 2 matches confirmed for Forbidden Door 2, and I would argue they're better than anything that these premium live events have been putting out for WWE as of late. Just two matches so far. Bryan Danielson versus Okada the Rainmaker, and Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. This is, of course, maybe the third or fourth time they've fought, but either way, they kill it every single time. My question to you is just as of now, which one is more hype? Which one's more hyped up? Which one are you looking forward to out of the two just now?
Uh I oh
Back and forth and back and forth and bing and bong, and I mean bing and a bong. First time ever, or like I said, you can go back to third or fourth time maybe, but for sure that it's going to be an absolute banger. And again, a lot of people are arguing that, oh, this your decision?
yeah.
There
I
you
think
go.
I like their styles more, and I know they've had plenty of matches before, and I'm sorry, my nose is so stuffed you could probably hear it when I talk,
It's
but
like you got olives in your nose right now.
it's I love Kenny and Osprey. I've always loved Osprey. I've always wanted to be on AEW more, but I like this a lot. Again, I like their high flying, the way that they wrestle. I know that Bryan Danielson and Okada will be great. It's their first time ever, and it's going to be like both of them. It's just both of them are going to be so good. It's hard to even pick one, but
Oh yeah, I know. I'm asking you to pick between your two children of
just on
who you
personal
think is better.
preference, on personal preference, I would have to pick this one.
Yeah, I'm in that boat of I see. Of you can argue each way, and I'll tell you, you know what you're gonna get with Omega and Osprey, and that's not a bad thing. They've delivered every single time, and some are arguing that still their match from the Tokyo Dome is still the best match of the year, and it's June. So with that, I know that again, we've seen that it's been done before. That's why I will say I'm more hyped for Danielson and Okada for the sake that this is the first time they've met. Not every time I see Okada, it's a treat. He absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, it hasn't been exposed to the States very often, and when he does, he has 5-star, 7-star bangers that Dave Meltzer creams and comes for every 4 seconds. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. He has phenomenal matches. And every time Brian Danielson is in singles competition, it's a hit. It's an absolute banger. So again, for the sake of I kind of know what I'm gonna get with Omega and Osprey, and again, that's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just I'm gonna be more hyped for brand new encounters this match, and just the idea of like, hey, there's that little small part of like there can be some uh it would be some conflict of styles maybe, but again, it's these two are just too good of competitors, too great of wrestlers to not be able to figure something out and be able to make it work. So
I mean, yeah, I view as like Brian Danielson is kind of like the same size and like as like Marty Skrull
yeah,
but Brian Danielson is 10 times the wrestler Marty Skrull is and him and Okada had one hell of a match at All In. So I mean, I just can't imagine how good this will be.
yeah, exactly that. I was kind of thinking that exact same thing, of course, because we saw that live in person. We were at All In and did a similar build, like you just said, similar height, so they can run, big man, little man type deal, but to a certain
Uh-huh.
extent. And then, but I think if I'm making a prediction just off the top of my head, Okada's got to get the win right here. I know it's Danielson. They'll put on, and I think he'll win clean. I don't think there'll be any sort of like fuckery
Oh,
with the Blackpool Combat Club.
BCCC.
Yeah, no, nothing like that.
BCCCC. I put too many C's at the end there.
Yeah, no, nothing too crazy like that. Danielson is good enough that he can afford to take a loss and still not, and it won't affect him in any sort of way. Not that Okada couldn't do the same thing, but I think it's more beneficial that Okada gets the win here and Danielson can take a like a step back, almost like
And
that. But
bow to him or something.
yeah, they'll definitely have some sort of like sign of respect in the ring. And then yeah, just to go off Omega and Will Ospreay again. I'm not hating on it that we've seen it before, but I I just the exact opposite. I love it. I love every time that these guys are gonna give this match to me a million times. I would jump up and clap every single time without a doubt. So they know how to organize it. They know what gets the people going. They're almost like they got just a working feud, for sure. It seems like they hate each other, but they're probably high-fiving for sure in the back. That type of deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's nice to see that. And again, oh man, just so much potential with this Forbidden Door card. If this is just two matches that we're getting out of potential, probably, I don't know, just 10. Usually
I mean, yeah,
that's
there's
usually out of
so
Tony
much stuff.
Khan.
Yeah, there's so much stuff still that
Yeah.
I don't know what else they're gonna do, but like
I
I'm
mean, yeah,
there.
they still have to book the tag titles in some sort of way between FTR and whoever the new IWGP tag titles will be, or they'll just have that tournament conclusion probably in there, just the way it is. Just yeah, exactly that. They'll have to have MJF involved, maybe, defending his title against somebody. I don't know what they're gonna slam together really quick because it is coming up. It'll be 20 to 19 days from now, actually. So let's see how that one goes. So yeah, that was the big one. That was basically like I said, all the AEW big news, wrestling news throughout the week. If you were good on that, did you have any other final little wrestling things, little wrestling notes, news notes, final thoughts, concerns? God bless you.
I'm all good.
All right, yeah. Like I said, I don't want to keep you any longer, so you don't have to keep
Oh,
you. I don't
you're
know. It's probably
fine.
torture. I know it sucks. It's hell when you got the
Yeah, I'm fighting. It's
the
all good.
allergies, and then of course if you like I said, if you're living in the Chicagoland area or just in the Midwest, the air quality has been absolute dog shit apparently. So like my phone likes to tell me that every 4 seconds, like, hey, you may basically wear a hazmat suit today. The air quality is ass. So that's not what we're
Like
focusing
sweet.
on. Yeah, exactly. We want to send them home happy. We want to talk about something fun. And I just want to shout out to Troy for taking home the dub over Alan and myself, playing some
Happy
mini golf.
birthday.
Yeah, playing some mini golf for over the weekend for his birthday. That was absolutely just tons of fun. Alan did cheat in the first game. I can't prove it. Don't have any sort of evidence at all, but he did it. I don't know why. Don't know why he would want to, but he did. He cheated. But like I said, Troy took it took it in the second game by a mile. Wasn't even close. So that's like
Wait,
like
how
I
did
said.
he cheat?
Allen, he did. Yeah, I don't know. You could just tell.
Just something. Okay.
Yeah, that's just how he is. It's just it's that.
Yeah, typical.
Yeah, and so like I said, between that, like I said, just wanted to say how much fun we had. That was great. Fuck putt check. Not and then honestly, nothing that they did. It was kind of on our end, but we walked in at 5, and we just want to hit 9 holes, maybe go do what you got to do. Again, walked in at 5, couldn't get 9 holes in until 9:20, according to their reservation thing. I guess again, maybe f them or maybe f us for for not having the wherewithal to think ahead of time. But 2 thumbs up to Holes and Knowles, to wherever that place was. We got 36 holes in for 18 smackaroos when it would have been 3 times as much for 9 holes at Putt Shack. So take that. We had, like I said, tons of fun. Oh yeah, like I said,
It worked out at the end.
Worked out tons, better, 1,000 times over. Had it was too good to be true because we had the Shake Shack. We went and enjoyed some burgers at the Shake Shack, and then we were gonna go to the Putt Shack. And I was like, this is too crazy. This is too good to be true. Too many shacks, and sure enough, it was. But like I said, had a way better. I think had a way better time at Holes and Knowles than we would at the hoity-toity Putt Shack. Yeah, overpriced.
Probably true.
Either way, still pretty cool. We'll probably check it out. We're still gonna make the time. We're gonna make an actual reservation and check out the Putt Shack in the future. So, not like I said, it's not out of the circulation of what we're gonna do. We're still gonna make the time and do it just to say that we were able to. So, hopefully that was fun, Troy. Hope you enjoy your birthday. That was tons of fun. And Alan, stop cheating. He actually has a notebook now, thanks to Troy. On his birthday, Troy was giving out presents. He gave a notebook to Alan so he can finally take his notes. So thank you, Troy, for not only listening, but thank you for actually taking the time so Alan could take his notes. Alan, take your notes. Everybody else, thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening, liking, sharing, subscribing, throwing us around, following us on Twitter, following us on the Twitch page. Like I said, twitch.tv/sportstownshy. I'm live on there talking anything and everything else we didn't get to today on a Friday, live 1 p.m. Live? Did I say live? We're live at 1 p.m. Friday. Twitch.tv/sportstownshy. Check me out. Check us out. And with that being said, that was episode 21. Take care until next time. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We'll see yas.
Peace out.